Good in the hood.
It's all good in the hood. So we'll jump back into the news, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the cosmetic industry and how lucrative it is, and yet how really dangerous it can be for consumers and how little we know of it. So I read an article about Brazilian blowouts, which is a hair treatment. It makes the hair smooth and like silky, and it's a treatment that I've actually have gotten done.
Y cómo explícanos el proceso para una mente de hombre que no, en realidad no está familiarizado con eso.
In simple terms, so it's a hair straightening treatment. Basically, you put chemicals in your hair for like 3 hours. And by the time you come out of the salon, it's like silky smooth. And when you when you would shower, you wouldn't have to like blow dry it and flat iron it. It would just be like really like smooth.
¿Y cuánto dura el pelo así?
Dura como 3 to 6 months, I believe, and it's pricey too.
And you don't have to iron it for 3 months.
You don't have to do it.
Okay.
And so for a lot of women, it's cool because you don't have to spend that extra time on maintenance, and it makes it look really nice, super shiny. And it is a little pricey. It's about $300 to $400. But a lot of women, I mean, I've gotten it done a few times, and I've really liked the benefits to it. But there's always
Te ahorra tiempo de no estar arreglando.
Yeah, like I can just shower y me salgo de la casa. I don't have to like blow dry and flat iron. It definitely has its glamorous benefits to it. But I later learned that the chemicals used in this straightening treatment are really toxic. So some of the chemicals that it emits formaldehyde gas, which is what is used to preserve dead corpse. So when a corpse is dead,
were they used to the dead bride? La que estábamos hablando?
Yes, the dead bride was filled with formaldehyde. And so that's one of the chemicals that it uses, and it has very many negative effects on a person's health. Anything from nausea, vomiting, can cause damage to the respiratory system, asthma, ultimately can even cause cancer. And so it has some very serious health effects. And it's even more dangerous for, let's say, hairdressers who are around it like day in, day out. You know, for someone who gets a treatment, you know, of course there's some negative effects to it, but for someone who works with these chemicals, it's very serious. And there wasn't any accountability because this company, a Brazilian Blowout, wasn't warning its consumers or the hairstylist that it in fact had these chemicals in it. And so,
pero Brazilian Blowout es una compañía.
Yeah, it's a company.
¿Es una compañía que crea el producto para hacer este treatment? Or is a company like a chain of hair salons? Or what is it?
No, es una compañía que crea el producto.
El producto para hacer,
and then they sell it to the salons. They go into the salons and say, do you want to use our product? Here, pay us this much money.
And this is the most popular brand?
The most popular brand, yeah.
Okay.
And so they were sued, and now they have to, by law, warn consumers and hairstylists that it has these chemicals in it that can potentially cause cancer and kill someone, right? So I was just thinking, how is it that it's not? It took for the company to be sued. Like, why wouldn't they warn people to begin with? So I did a little bit more research around the cosmetic industry, and the cosmetic industry is a $35 billion industry. And so it's one of the major industries in the U.S. And I learned that their products, toiletries and cosmetics, are not regulated by the FDA. So the FDA doesn't put like a seal of approval on any of its items. So what you're getting hasn't been tested. It's just, you know, whatever the company wants to sell. And as I did more research on the different products, I learned a lot about the chemicals that you can find in the products. So everything, and it's not just for women. I mean, women obviously use...
Well, we can turn down the music a little bit, just a little bit.
Women obviously use cosmetics a whole lot more than men do, but men use lotion, deodorant, moisturizers. They all have a lot of chemicals in it. Some of those include mercury, which is a deadly poison and a heavy metal. Brotinol, which is used in mascara, that if it's used in high dosages, it can cause blindness. As I mentioned, formaldehyde, which can cause irritation to the respiratory system, asthma, allergies, skin reaction, chest pain, depression, headaches, cancer,
a whole lot of bad things.
Yeah, a whole lot. Like everything from breast cancer to reducing, to lowering sperm count. Fragrances are also really bad. Fragrances can also cause asthma. And it's just like an ongoing list of like everything that we like put into our body and our skin. It's just like sitting there and our skin is absorbing. It's a whole bunch of toxics
So-
that have some really negative effects.
So what did you say about the FDA and
So the FDA doesn't test, doesn't approve any of it. So with our
why
food,
they don't test none of this if it's used on humans? Aren't they supposed to test it?
You would think so, right? You would think so. I'm assuming that as the industry of cosmetics developed, it never really branched off to that realm, and they don't have any say in it. And they actually released a statement in 2005 where they admitted that they have the inability to require warning labels on products, on cosmetic products. And so that's really scary. Sometimes you think about how much cancer there is across the board, both men and women, and sometimes you think like, well, what could have caused it? And a lot of times it's things that most of the times it's things that you just do to yourself.
Sí.
You just, especially for like things like glamour, to like do these like hair straightening treatments. And so it just seemed really scary to me that we consume so many toxics on a daily basis.
El FDA, que es la agencia regulatoria de todo lo que se consume en Estados Unidos, es probablemente una de las compañías gubernamentales más incompetentes que existe y más corruptas que existe acá en este país. Yo estoy seguro que no tienen la intención de regular algunas áreas. Y no estaría sorprendido de que pues, reciben dinero de alguna clase de incentivo de estas compañías para no regularlas, ¿no? Donde hay dinero, a veces no existe esta clase de regulación, ¿me entiendes? Porque hay mucha corrupción, muchas entidades gubernamentales influenciadas por el dinero. La corrupción en Estados Unidos ha llegado a un nivel que es grotesco, es demasiado sinvergüenza, ¿me entiendes? Ahora, algo que me pregunto en general, y no sé si tú, Lili, que eres una mujer muy leída, habrás escuchado algo acerca de esto, pero tantos productos que las mujeres se ponen en la piel, en el pelo, ¿no las dejan calvas? Tantos químicos que se ponen que no son naturales en ninguna manera. ¿No en algún momento se le cae el pelo o algo?
Tiene que ver some effects on just like, I thank God I haven't lost my hair. I actually don't do a whole lot to it, but in the past I would like dye it a whole lot. And for any woman that dyes her hair, she knows, like, you feel the difference. It's really dry and coarse. And,
Se siente.
Yeah, of course. And even when you go to a hair salon, if you're like, oh, I want to get like blonde highlights, they'll tell you like, your hair is damaged. If I can do it, but it's probably gonna fall off or it'll be really damaged. So yeah, of course, there's like long-term effects on it.
Sí, porque hay mujeres que tienen el pelo como muñeca, ya se les ve que son como plástico así.
Sí, claro.
So, hay mujeres que tienen el pelo bien
dañado, maltratado, por todo lo que se hacen.
Y eso a los 30, imagínate 50, 60.
Claro, That's why there's always alternatives to things. There's definitely organic brands for cosmetics that you can use and shop for. But I also like to try to be as holistic as I can. So I'll do like my own deep conditioning treatments with like honey, and you do like natural.
Natural. Mira, yo te voy a decir una cosa, y voy a hablar por muchos hombres aquí en general, ¿ya? Pero yo creo que la mayoría de hombres aprecian una mujer que es más natural.
Yeah.
No sé.
So the natural beauty.
Exactamente. Yo pienso que es la que apreciamos más, tal vez, ¿no? O sea, claro que podemos ver una mujer que se ha hecho el pelo y se ve muy, muy regia y todo, y uno se siente atraído a ella, pero al final de todo, yo pienso que a la que tomamos más en serio o nos atrae más o apreciamos más es la mujer con la belleza natural, man.
Yeah. I can definitely
yeah,
see
man,
that.
I don't know. I mean, it almost like becomes a competition of who has, it's more up to la moda and fashion and this and that and so many.
And really getting lost in it, like putting so much attention into those things.
I think that's
it's kind of like
part
where
of the problem.
you're not really investing so much in the real you, I guess, like in the things that really matter and that people are attracted to. And
En
really
ganarte a alguien por tu personalidad, ¿me entiendes? En ganarte a alguien por tu buen humor o tu conocimiento intelectual o cómo motivas a alguien intelectualmente o no, de otra manera. Ya al dejar de ponerle atención a esa área completamente y comenzar a concentrarte en lo físico, entonces comienzas a tener es como una carrera, ¿no?
Yeah,
Estás compitiendo
y
con otras. ¿Quién se hace esto
y
primero?
like para todo hay algo. Like I'm sure you've seen commercials for like Latisse, like the eyelashes to like improve eyelash
Yeah,
length and makeup. So like I mean, if you have an insecurity, like there's something out there for it. And if you didn't have the insecurity yet,
Money can buy
we
it.
will make it for you. Like you
Money
will,
can
by
buy
the
it.
end of the commercial, you will be like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I need thicker eyelashes. Like,
Y yo pienso que eso es parte de lo malo de un capitalismo que no es regulado.